Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Let's get into it today. I want to talk about balancing multiple parts of your business. Child, if you're anything like me, you're like, baby, I want a podcast. I want to do this. I want to be in person. I want to have a community. I want to coach. I want to do all of the things. So I want to talk about balancing your business. Hold on. Let me pin this on my page right quick. What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Y'all already know how we do on the show. Even if you're catching the replay of this, let me know what you're going to conquer today inside of your business. Y'all know my big thing is making sure that as you're going on this journey, just like me, like building big dreams, conquering big dreams, you're constantly unlocking new levels of being seen, constantly unlocking new levels of like self awareness and confidence and mindset and strategy and stuff for your business. And y'all know how easy it is to fall off a little bit. Even falling behind for like 2 days, you'd be like, Lord, why am I such a failure? Right. So definitely drop in the comments what it is that you're going to conquer today in your business, whether that's big or small, whether that's doing something small, like doing some follow ups from people in August, right? We're wrapping up the month of August. So maybe that's you going back and say, hey, let me go back and follow up with everybody that the conversation fizzled out, right? People will ghost you, right? That is a natural part of the process, right? But maybe I can go back and follow up with those people to see if I can snag something before the month ends. Or maybe there's something big like asking for a big opportunity or asking for a big collaboration or whatever it is that's been sitting on your heart. I want you to think about what it is that you're going to conquer today, okay? All right, so happy Wednesday, friend. I got me a Red Bull, but I can't believe I actually left it in the refrigerator because y'all know I love drinking the Red Bull while I do the show. But I'm Deb. Welcome in. If it's your first time here, let me know. And then, of course, drop in the comments what it is that you're going to be conquering today and what you're going to be conquering this week inside your business. Okay. Hey, y'all. Thank you, Erica. Okay. So I want to talk about, I got a 4 part. Actually, I got a 3 part framework, right? Let's only go do 3 parts because y'all know I'm still in physical therapy. I got to go to physical therapy. Oh, okay. Sorry. I saw an email coming through that looks exciting. Ooh, I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. Okay. Okay, balancing multiple parts of your business. Who in the comments, let me know if you have one business, right? Y'all know I'm not a huge fan of having a whole bunch of businesses. Um, it's not the way that I operate. So I can't really adapt to the mindset of picking this business up, picking that business up, putting this business down. But that's just me, right? But I do believe in having a business where there are multiple points of entry. Like you may be a speaker, you may be a coach, you may have a podcast, you may do collaborations, or maybe you are a stylist, but you do teach, you do have products, you have different points of entry, different revenue streams and stuff inside that business. So when I talk about balancing multiple things, I'm not talking about um trying to start a dispatcher business or car wash and sell lashes. You know what I'm saying? So like something that actually makes sense and ties everything in together. Okay. So I kind of want to go through this 3 part framework when you do have multiple parts of your business. If you're like me, you're like, hey, I have a lot of things to do, but it's for this one business. Y'all know the first part of the framework, and I talked about this, is the rest expiration framework, right? And if you're inside the 101s and stuff, we have this spelled out in detail because I've ran into so many seasons myself. And of course, some of the ladies that are inside the Conquer Club or come to our events where life be life in a little bit, and social media is the main way that we use to get clients. We do content, people come in, we're happy, right? But when we can't show up for that, business starts to fizzle, right? And I talked about this on the show yesterday, like even for me, when you put something down and you set it down for so long, picking it back up feels way too heavy. So I talk about the risk expiration framework, which is if you've been stepped away from your business, you had to have your little mental health break. You know what I'm saying? You had to stop posting content. You ain't have no new ideas or whatever. And you're like, do people realize I'm gone? Am I out of the game? Am I a failure? Like I'm giving myself grace. Like whatever it is that you're doing, the rest expiration framework says sit down, yes, but don't stay down. So if you done had to take your mental health break for a week, that's cool. Sit down, but you also allow yourself to get back up. So you put an expiration date on that rest. So you say, okay, I'm gonna be depressed through Thursday. But then Friday morning, I'm gonna go follow up with 10 people. And then Monday, I'm back to doing my reels, even if that means I only do one reel, right? So in our community, our thing is you can sit down. That's cool because it's not realistic for me to get on here. And y'all know I tell y'all I'm not mad at hustle culture, but it's not realistic for me to be on here like nothing's going to happen, especially if you're working by yourself after a job with a family, with somewhat of a social life. Like, that's just how it works, right? But my thing is, if you're going to sit down, put your little expiration date on it. Don't look up and you've been sitting out the game for 2 months. Okay, because then it's really, 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 you'll make a mountain out of a molehill trying to get back into the race. Okay, is that relatable to you? I know it definitely is for me. So my thing is this rest expiration framework, right? So ladies, when you have to tap out a little bit and you're anxious about jumping back into the game, you're anxious about showing up again, you're anxious about going back into that venture, you're having second thoughts about if the people realized it or what does that mean to you. Put an expiration date on your rest and you make you a 3-day plan to jump back in. Okay. So we've talked about that a lot. So when you have multiple parts of your business, this can be a key part of how you take away some of that. I don't want to call it shame because I don't want to name it that, but just take away some of that. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. And then the second thing is like planning ahead. So this is something that, oh my God, I live by. Y'all know I talk about all the time. And of course, if you're inside the Conquer Club or have worked with us before, you know that we talk about the ICE framework. And this is planning ahead. So we use the ICE framework for content, which I feel like it's got to be a video on YouTube where I break down the ICE framework. It has to be. But this is how you plan your content ahead. So that's easy. We're not talking about that. We're also talking about just planning ahead for your business in general. Y'all know people will always say plan ahead, but it sounds so cliche. I used to be like, plan ahead, babe. I'm trying to plan for today. I'm trying to have the money today in my hand. But people will always say plan ahead. And of course, I done got into the groove of planning ahead. I don't have a choice, right? But I want to talk about why planning ahead, what it means, and how to do it in a way that's not overwhelming. Okay. So planning ahead is just you saying, hey, what can I reasonably predict is possible for my business? Okay. That doesn't mean you say, okay, $50,000 this month. I think I can. I think if I just like, it's like, no, what can I reasonably predict can happen for my business? I remember somebody telling me, and I can't remember who it was, but I remember somebody telling me about business. They was like, business is not necessarily math, it's actually science. And talking about the idea that if you now you have to go back to a little grade school with this child, you form a hypothesis, right? To basically try to draw a conclusion, right? So you say, hey, if I think this and I think this happens, then this is gonna be the end result. It's the same with your business. So when I say planning ahead for your business, I don't necessarily just mean what content are you going to plan. I mean the business as a whole. So you may say, hey, if I post 3 times a day and I get 10 collaborations, I can expect that I can get 10 new customers from that. Like what can you reasonably predict based off the effort you're going to put in, the work that you're going to put in, the people you're going to talk to? Like, what can you predict is going to happen? Because what we don't want to do is plan for our business, but we only write down the goals. We say, okay, $4,000 next month. That's 10 people. Okay, I can do that. That's 4. Okay, I can do that. Like, okay, well, what is the effort that's required? What are you gonna do to make that happen? Okay, so that's what I mean when I say it's not just math, it's the science of it. Okay, so yes, the numbers, but also what type of effort am I going to put in to make sure those numbers come true? So when I talk about planning ahead, that's what I mean for the business, right? Like, what can you reasonably predict is going to happen in your business within reason? Within reason. Now, y'all know I'm a big dreamer, and I do it to my business all the time. I'll be like, okay, this month we're going to make $66 million. Girl, just Deb, get it together. Get it together, friend. So that's the second thing. So when I talk about planning ahead, I want you to think about that. And if that's something that you do, let us know down in the comments. Or if it's something you haven't thought of, let me know down in the comments too. just because I'm interested to see how that works out for you. And then if you do want to talk about content and stuff, girl, that stuff is on my YouTube channel. It's Conquer with Deb. You should be able to go in there and find lots of stuff on me, like literally planning out content. Okay. So welcome to the show. Let me reset a little bit. Happy Wednesday, friend. I ain't got my Red Bull. It's in the refrigerator. But I'm feeling a little tired today. But I got a busy day planned ahead. I was just putting everything in my calendar. I got everything planned down to the minute until 4:30. No, I actually, yeah, until 4:30, girl. Oh, child, honey. So I'm finna start working on my calendar for the next 2 days to make sure I literally can scratch everything off my to-do list. I cannot take it into Labor Day weekend. So I knew if I take my plans into Labor Day weekend, fooling with my cousins Monday, it's over with. Mahogany says, Happy Wednesday. Hey, girl. I know I gotta get everything done for my business by Friday about 4 o'clock. Because fooling with my cousins them on Monday, I ain't gonna be no good. I ain't gonna be no good to be no CEO come Tuesday morning. I'm gonna be like, thank God you did what you was supposed to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week. Cause girl, I'm gonna be sleeping in, leftover looking barbecue at my house. Girl, let me go and do what I'm supposed to do this week, child. So we're talking about balancing multiple parts of your business, right? We know life is gonna come. We know life is gonna hit. For a lot of people, we've been working so long. Some of us have teams. Thank God for that. So I just want to kind of talk, through balancing multiple parts, not balancing multiple business, child. You're gonna go get you some help from the SBA for that, child. But if you have a business and you're speaking, you're leading, you're coaching, you're selling products and stuff, you got a lot going on, girl. So we talked about the rest exploration framework, right? Which is this idea that if you do need to step away, right, from your business, there's a bare minimum framework that we have where you need to be doing the bare minimum, and then you put an expiration date on your rest. We talked about that. And I don't mean that harshly. I don't mean you put an expiration date on it like you better stop being sad by August 29th, but more like, hey, I need to step away. And if I need to step away from a week, I'm cool with that. But it's just gonna be for a week, or it's just gonna be 6 weeks, or I don't know, maybe something major happening in 6 months, 6 years. I don't know. But put an expiration date on it, and then planning ahead, right? So we talked about you can use our ICE framework for content, which has got to be on our YouTube channel at Conquer with Deb, but just planning ahead in the sense of for your business, what can you reasonably predict will happen based off your efforts, right? So if you only work on your business 30 minutes a day and you only do content, you can't predict your sales goal is going to triple, right? But if you're working in your business 4 hours, I should say 4 hours a day just sound crazy to me. That sound like little. If you're gonna work in your business 6 hours a day, 5 times a week, and during that time, you're gonna be reaching out to people, you're gonna be calling people, and you're gonna be doing your content, then of course you can expect some higher results. Okay, so what can you reasonably predict is gonna happen with your numbers based off your true effort, your real everyday effort, your behind the closed door effort, that when ain't nobody watching you effort, that go sit on the toilet and go scroll TikTok for 20 minutes when we supposed to be working effort. Ask me how I know, child. I'll be like, listen, girl, I got to a point where I had opened up my TikTok app literally in 2 weeks when I didn't do the show. I was like, child, because it is a trap. The content is too good. That's why the content is too good. The first video will hook me. Guaranteed. TikTok, your algorithm is too good for me, baby. Okay. I can't open up and see the first video. I'm hollering. These are my people. So we talked about planning ahead. And then the third thing, which is making sure that your business has some type of home base. This is a lifesaver for me. It is truly a lifesaver for me. I'm going to pull mine up. I had to close it out. And y'all know I talked about this because I always talk about Monday.com. Because when I talk to a lot of ladies who say, well, I don't know what's happening with my audience, they're really engaged, blah, 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 but my sales are just so inconsistent. My customers are just so inconsistent. I said, well, tell me about your daily work day. And most of their work is done through email marketing and social media and stuff, but there's not a central hub for their business. It's not a central hub where they can go and say, hey, Here's what's going on with our business. Here are our past customers. Here are our customers from last year. And I mean something outside of a Shopify or something outside of an Eventbrite, somewhere where you say, hey, independently, this is where all of our past customers are. These are our current customers. This is who we want our future customers to be. This is how much we made 2 months ago. This is what really works for us. Like having a home base for your business. That's what we call it inside the Conquer Club. We call it a home base. And y'all know I love Monday.com. I use Monday.com for mine. And inside the Conquer Club, I think we did it earlier this year inside the spring. I actually peeled the layer back on my back end and showed them how we reach out to people, how we keep track of the sales calls, how we keep track of all of our customers. We have our customers from 2025, 2024, 2023. If me and you were sending DMs in 2024, you're on this list, right? The people who were at the last Conquering Cocktails, the Conquering Cocktails before that, people that we want to be at the next Conquering Cocktails, people who said that they wanted to come, but they couldn't make it. Like having that all in one place, that gives me a realistic view of my business, right? Outside of only looking at my socials or only looking at my email list. Those things are super important too, right? Because they tell a story and they play a part. But when I wake up, I'm looking in this list. And if we don't have future people that we want for our business, girl, we are in trouble, honey. Okay. So when we talk about balancing multiple parts of your business, it does require you to like think different. But I don't think that we should feel like it comes with so much and it is so challenging. But that's how you know, that's always how you know you're in the right place. Always. When that thing feel like you taking it on the chin a little bit when it come to that business, I ain't mad at it. I really ain't. Okay. But that's all I got today, y'all. My schedule is tight. I gotta go. Let me try to go run, do this physical therapy. Physical therapist place next to my favorite barbecue place. I'm like, now why would y'all send me to physical therapy next door to my favorite barbecue place? So I might order a rib plate and a baked potato. Go do my physical therapy. By the time I get done, they should have my stuff ready. Then I come on back home. So I'll be doing that. But happy Wednesday, y'all. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm so excited about the fall. I'm excited about Conquering Cocktails. I'm excited to meet more ladies here in Dallas. When we did the one this past Saturday, it was 3 ladies that are completely new to us. So this is such a blessing, right? And somebody from Houston. So such a blessing. So, okay, y'all already know the vibes. When y'all wake up tomorrow, make sure you conquer something and let me know what you think about this. If you're going to incorporate any of these inside your business or if you've already conquered them, just let me know down in the comments. But I'll see y'all tomorrow, y'all. Bye, y'all. Have a good Wednesday.
Me, the Conquer Club is a sisterhood. I didn't know a lot of these ladies. I have truly made connections, real friendships, bonds. I've cried with these ladies. It elevated my business so much. Just putting a foot on the gas and stomping on necks, like literally. I'm really proud to be a part of this space, and I think this is what entrepreneurs need.